This video is about our Compass Homeschool Initiative technology policy. Some of us love technology and it can be a valuable tool if used correctly. We use many forms of technology in our co-op. There is a full policy in your handbook. We will hit the highlights here. Our policies are based on respect for the technology, respect for ourselves, and respect for others. All of our general rules for conduct and communication apply to using technology for co-op purposes. Respect for technology. Students must obtain permission from an adult every time they use technology during a class. They should not assume permission just because they got to press the buttons on the remote for the video last week. That does not mean they get to do this week. This includes phone use in class. They need to have permission. Users will be careful when handling technology devices because we don't want to break anything. Users will follow guidelines for proper usage of equipment. And Wi-Fi should only be used for educational purposes. We are really blessed to have Wi-Fi in the church, and we need to respect that even in the afternoons and only use it for educational purposes. Respect for oneself. One thing that we need to make sure we explain to our kids is that our reputation can be affected by what is posted online. So you have to be very careful with texts and photos and anything that you post anywhere on the internet, to include text messages. People can screenshot and your reputation can be affected. Users are responsible for their own individual accounts used for co-op assignments and co-op business. And we need to be careful with those accounts and to protect our passwords, and also not give passwords, classroom codes, grades, assignments, etc. to people outside the co-op. Respect for oneself continued. Each person is responsible for messages and posts sent from their accounts. So you want to be careful with your passwords and never let someone else use your account, because if someone uses your account, it appears it is coming from you. So be careful with that. And we need to teach our kids that as well. Students need to promptly disclose to their parents or teachers anything that is inappropriate or makes them feel uncomfortable. We want to keep our students safe for sure. Respect for others. We need to use polite and respectful language in our online posts and discussions, even private messages, especially when we're disagreeing. You have to be very careful using humor and sarcasm because the tone doesn't come across in our written texts and messages. So just be careful with that, and be careful as well when you interpret that. Try not to take offense with what you think someone's tone might be. Parents are to be invited into all communication between students and teachers. We will have parents need to have parent accounts, middle school and high school, Schoology accounts. Deliberately posing as someone other than yourself is prohibited. This is the flip side of protecting your password and not letting someone else on your account. And this one probably needs to be told to the kids more. They should not hack someone's Facebook account and pose as someone else. Users will not use another person's resources or technology without permission. And parents and students will respect the rights of copyright owners. For students, this means no plagiarizing. You need to give credit where credit is due, properly cite your sources. For parents and teachers, we need to be careful that we have copyright permission to use the resources we use. There are many, many free resources on the web. We just need to be careful that they are truly free and that we're not accidentally using something we don't have permission to use. Some special parent-teacher considerations. Parents and teachers will not forward or post a message that was sent to them privately without the consent of the person who sent it. The exception of this is board communication. If you share something with one board member, in the interest of co-op, they can share it to the rest of the board members. And this last point is probably the one that we need to emphasize the most, because it is the one that is unintentionally and innocently broken the most. Teaching team members may post, and you should post, pictures and information about classes to our Facebook page and to Google Photos. However, you may not post any personal information, including photos, to any other website, app, or social media account without permission from the individual or their parent. Do not post photos without permission. We know that if your student is doing super fun, cool activity and isn't in a picture, you want to share that. Well, either make sure that it's only your student in that picture, or make sure you get permission from all the other people's parents that are in that picture. So please just be conscious of that and respect others' right to privacy. Thank you very much, and we look forward to a great year with our technology.